Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined today by Susan Moen, the Executive Director of Jackson County SART, that's Sexual Assault Response Team. Susan, good to see you again. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well, thank you.
Thanks for being here. So, in case anybody doesn't know, what is the Sexual Assault Response Team?
SART is a nonprofit. We've been around since 2004, and we provide services to sexual assault survivors in the county. We have a variety of different services. One of our key core services is sexual assault nurse examiner exams at hospitals. These are free exams that we can do up to 7 days after an assault, and they're with specially trained nurses. And it is what I would call the kinder, gentler approach to doing an exam after an assault, and completely free any of the 3 hospitals. We also run support groups, peer-facilitated weekly support groups for survivors. And then we have a prevention program in the schools where we do kindergarten through 12th grade gender violence prevention. And included in is doing classes and presenting in the schools. And then we also work on parent education and staff training and then student engagement around the issues of gender violence.
Wow, okay, so a lot of things going on. And
staff
of roughly areas. 20, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And so much has been going on in the media the last few months about sex abuse, sexual harassment, sex misconduct. What, if any, changes have you seen here locally?
I've been talking to some of our partners in law enforcement and advocacy, and I think that we're seeing an increase in people coming forward and officially reporting. It seems like that. I think definitely we're seeing an increase in people talking about it, kind of in a conversational way, if you will. The latest news piece, the latest person shows up and people in the news, and then people are talking about it in their homes, at parties, and I think we're seeing a little bit more comfort level maybe of people self-identifying as that happened to me as well, and so the level of conversation around gender violence, I think, is increasing, and I think a little bit normalized, perhaps.
Okay, and what advice would you have for someone who's gone through something like that?
Well, I think the main thing to understand is that it's never too late to come forward and talk about what you might need to help in the healing. We have folks who have suffered harassment or assault, decades ago, and maybe now this is bringing it up again, and they just feel that they need some support. And there are programs in our county specifically to help with the emotional aspects, to talk about reporting if they decide that they would like to report it to law enforcement. And I think just for friends and family as well, understanding that one of the most important things you can do if somebody does disclose to you is, first of all, feel grateful that the person feels safe enough to come forward. And I sort of say, just say, I'm really sorry that happened to you. What can I do to help? Yeah. And then make sure you know what resources are available to let people know that they can get help.
Yeah, very good. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Susan Moen, the Executive Director of Jackson County SART, that's Sexual Assault Response Team. So we're talking about all the reports in the media of sex abuse, harassment, misconduct we've seen over the last few months. You guys have survivor groups, peer groups. I mean, tell us about, again, some of the options that people have for them.
So we have a weekly group in Medford and in Ashland. And the idea is to create a safe space where folks who have experienced gender violence, assault, whether it's long in their past or current, can come in and meet with other people who have had similar experiences and learn from each other different coping mechanisms. We also often bring in people who can demonstrate healing methods like yoga, massage, art therapy, things like that. It's about helping people find their own path and their own ways of coping with emotional after effects of a trauma.
Sure, certainly. Okay, but you guys also work on prevention. You're going into schools and getting ahead of it.
Yeah, and that's something we've been doing for years, but with the passage of Aaron's Law, which mandates sex abuse prevention in every grade of every school, we've been doing a lot more of it. We actually have programs kindergarten through 12th grade where we can come in and we present lessons, and the idea is that the lessons build from one year to the next. And so we're doing sort of precursor ideas in the early grades. We're not talking directly about sex abuse then, and then are working our way up towards discussions about consent, offender behavior, all sorts of things for all years.
All right, and is there any resources you want to plug and make sure people are aware that available to them?
Yeah, I think the Jackson County SART has a website where all of our resources are listed. Our county has something called Helpline, which is a free hotline, 779-4357, that has Community Works advocates that answer that phone and can direct people to resources. And I think the main idea is for folks to reach out and find help where they're most comfortable. And then if all of us know what these resources are in the county, we can help a survivor, access them.
Yeah, all right, very good. Great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.